bitch is shaking the table.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Shaking the Table. I hope everyone is enjoying my podcast so far. It's been a really wild journey trying to create this whole thing. And so far, I'm enjoying it, I will say. And I really love creating with my guests and then ultimately sharing the finished product with you guys. But today, I really don't want to shake the table. Maybe just like shake the countertop, the nightstand. You know those real small end tables that they have at IKEA? Maybe one of those. And I say that because, to be very transparent, I wasn't actually going to record an episode this week just because I really haven't been well mentally and emotionally in the past few weeks. And if you know me, you know that I'm neglecting that and putting those feelings off because obviously I didn't want to face them. And as I've tweeted before, suppressing your emotions doesn't do anything except manifest them into bigger demons. And so this week I had to face a couple of things that I haven't really paid attention to, but I don't want to call them demons, just things that were just like bothering me that I just absolutely needed to address and get answers to. And so I just want to use this podcast to like express how I'm feeling in hopes that maybe there's somebody else who's also feeling this and like they're not alone. So don't see this as like a pity party because obviously I'm not inviting you to that and that's not what this is. I genuinely just want to talk about my feelings and then also set goals and solutions to dealing with them. And I told y'all before, I always take a solution-based approach to how I want to deal with something if I'm struggling with it, like mentally or emotionally. So this podcast is obviously the perfect way to do that so that other people can listen, relate, and then also we can hold each other accountable. Because I told y'all, accountability, word of 2019, and I meant it. So I guess we should just dive right in. And so I know a lot of you like follow me on social media and you see me like smiling and laughing and all that good stuff. But I just feel low and like I feel down. And so I've been pulling back from everyone. Like I've been kind of in my shell, just really to myself lately. And I don't know if anyone else does this, but I have a tendency to keep stuff like light. And so when I'm going through something, my way of communicating that to other people is like I'll make a joke out of it. And that's my way of like showing someone like, hey, I'm not okay, but I'm kind of okay. But like, I don't know how to describe it, but like I keep stuff too light and it starts to annoy me. And it's kind of hard for me to get on the podcast and talk to people about like self-love and motivation and how to stay positive if I really like myself can't manage to stay afloat. And I have those days where I feel like I'm building a wall in between myself and the world just so I don't have to like process how I feel or I don't have to speak on certain stuff that's bothering me. And as I said before, I get really annoyed that I do that because like it feels like I'm carrying around unnecessary weight and it's just not healthy. And I guess I'll just start with the reasons why I've been carrying around some of this weight or some of the things that I have been carrying around that feel like dead weight. The first thing that I've really been struggling with is the idea of who people think I am versus who I actually am and who I know that I'm becoming, I should say. And I think that's because I'm a very mutable person, right? Like I can get along with anyone if the vibe is right. I'll make you laugh till your stomach hurt. I hype you up even if you're on some goofy shit. Like everybody knows that I'm that type of person. But when you're a chameleon like myself and a person who can get along with absolutely anyone if you really try, you attract all types of people from all walks of life. And because of that, there are so many people out there who know one version of me. And number one, I'd be like, damn, am I fake? And the answer to that is always yes. So, but secondly, people expect me to be that version of me when they met me all the time. And most of the time, I'm nothing like what they thought. I'm a prime example of that. Like I mentioned it before, you see me on social media. I'm lit. I'm taking pictures like the Insta baddie I know I am. I'm tweeting and reposting the most ridiculous shit that you can see online. Like you'll find it on my timeline. And you take that and you assume that I'm on 100 all the time. And I'm not. And my inner circle knows that I have that balance of like, turn down for what? And all right, y'all, don't text me for a week because I need to recharge. I need to recalibrate and I'm tired. Leave me alone. And so for me, I struggle with that because I'm like, does anyone actually know me? Or is everyone taking snippets of me that they see online and judging me off that single interaction? Or if they met me one time and I was like super crazy, are they judging me off that moment? And I don't know. I think that just really starts to annoy me. That really just annoys me when people think that they like know who I am just because they met me and I was this way, or they see me online. Like, you know my tweets, you don't know me. Let's make that clear. And I know you're gonna laugh when you hear this, but like I dead ass be feeling like Hannah Montana. Like I'm two different people. I'm Lo and I'm Lauren. Like being Lauren is cool because I'm myself. I'm chilling. I'm in bed. I got a face mask. I'm singing. I'm drinking my chamomile tea. And then there's Lo, who's like the life of the party. She's very confident. She's very boisterous, I guess I would say. And she always says what's on her mind. And it's like, Lo is damn near shameless. Like, Lo be at El Rey. And that's how you know. And that's how you know Lo be wildin', because she be at places like El Rey, which is like Davy Jones' locker. It's the pit of hell. And Lo just be there like, hey, y'all. And sometimes I'm like, girl, chill before they call the police. And there are times where I do feel like I'm living this double life, or I'm being too much for certain people, or I'm just nothing like what they expected or wanted from me in that situation. And the more I think about that, and the more that it comes up in my interactions with people, it kind of sucks, right? Because in a way, it sort of feels like I'm being rejected for just being myself. And nobody wants to be rejected for being themselves. And I guess that's just kind of how I've been feeling. Like I'm turning people off from my personality because like I'm absolutely crazy. And I'm like, damn, should I tone it down? Should I not speak as much? What should I do? And so what I do is I just pull away, because if I can't be myself, then I don't want to be present at all. And that's not healthy. So I've been kind of asking around, like with my friends, like just trying to figure out how I can best navigate, like, I guess these two personalities, how people see me as these two different people. And I don't know. Because in my mind, I'm like, I'm just being myself. I'm just doing what I wanted to do. But to other people, it just comes off as a bit much. And someone actually gave me the advice not to dwell on that, because no matter what, I'm still being my authentic self. And I think that's one thing like each and every person can say about me. And I know that that's coming off kind of contradictory, because I just talked about the whole double life and like split personality thing. But hear me out. My point here is that there are two sides of me, and sometimes they coexist and sometimes they don't, like a yin and yang almost. And I have that balance thing down where I could be cool and collected in some situations and with some people. And then with other people, I paint the town red. I set the world on fire, you know, and both of them together are what make me whole. And I never really realized that until today. And so the more I thought about it, I was like, you know, I put my heart out there every single interaction with people. Like I am caring, I'm loving, I'm sweet sometimes. But there are times I will literally whip your ass. I have thrown my wig at people mid-argument because I'm like, what you're not going to do is try me and my good wig not on today. And there are people who love that, those two sides of me. There are people who love that. The people who are in my village and the people who ride for me and all my craziness. And so it's crazy that in my last episode, I talked about weeding people out that don't suit you or don't like fit the criteria that you have set for yourself. And I didn't even realize that applied to me. Like I thought I was helping somebody and I didn't even help my damn self. Like it's just so crazy that I'm just seeing so many people that just don't fit with who I am. Like they don't understand me. They think I'm too much. And if you think I'm too much, then you're just not enough. If you think I do the most, then you're just not on my level. And that's on period. I will never shrink myself and make myself small to appease other people. If you want to accept me for me, then you can get the stepping. Moving along though, another thing I've been struggling with is overworking myself and not taking breaks in between. Like I literally worked like 7 or 8 days straight between this week and last week. And I looked at the calendar and I was like, yo, out of 21 days, I definitely worked 17 and the checks still feel the same. Like the police need to be on their way to my station right now, because work-life balance, never heard of her. Boundaries, who is she? Saying no to money, never in a million years. And I think that as a person who loves money so much, I need to find that work-life balance. Like, granted, I love working and creating and achieving all the goals I set for myself. And at 23, I am very blessed because I'm working in one of the top journalism markets in the country, and I'm doing exactly what I said when I wanted to do, which is like working in a digital space and living on my own and all that good stuff. However, the reality is that if I keep going at that pace, I'm going to crash and burn out. Like if I continue to work these 10-hour shifts and not take another 10 hours to myself, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. And it's not worth it. I can feel myself losing my mind. And it's not worth it. And I don't know who else need to hear this. But go ahead and call out sick tomorrow. Take yourself to see cherry blossoms. Go see us. Go take your mom, your dad to lunch. Whatever. Shit, don't even do any of that. Just go to sleep. Take you a hot bath, drink you some chamomile tea, and go to sleep. Like, the goal here is to know your limit. Know that it's okay to say no. And you know what? It's okay to take a mental break for yourself and just be like, today I'm not going to do anything. Or today I'm going to do what I want to do. I used to do that all the time in school. I used to be like, I used to wake up, literally, I used to wake up, and if it was a drop of rain outside and I wasn't having a good day, I'd be like, I'm not going to class today. Nope, we're done. You ever just, what's the gif of Homer walking inside the room, and then he immediately grabs his head and walks right back out? That's me some days, and it's okay. It's okay, because I would rather start completely over than to have a pretty shitty day because my energy is completely off and I can't figure out how to recalibrate. And going back to the whole it's okay to say no thing, like, no, you cannot work 3 p.m. to midnight and then go to work at 8 a.m. It's not going to happen. There's not enough coffee and Starbucks refreshers in the world. Like, for me, I realized that, yeah, my coin is good and my overtime is better, but the bags under my eyes, they ain't sexy. Forehead wrinkles that I see coming in when I put my makeup on, it ain't sexy. I can feel my black cracking, and I'm not with it. Anyway, the third challenge I have is, and I never really even noticed this until someone else pointed it out. I can be really self-deprecating for absolutely no reason. You know those tweets where they say, where somebody could say some real sad shit, and you kind of don't want to retweet it because it's real sad, it's borderline suicidal, but you can relate, and it's sad that you can, because everybody has those days, but we got to stop doing that. And actually, one of my previous guests and friends, Jaden, she talked to me about being self-deprecating and putting out negative thoughts in the universe. And one of the points that she had was we forget how powerful our words can be and how much weight they actually hold. So if you say things like, I'm so dumb whenever you make a mistake, or I'm never going to find love, or I'm never going to make it in my industry because there's so many challenges I'm facing, none of that is going to serve you well in the long run, because the more you put out that negativity, that's all you're going to get back. But if you say positive things like, it's okay that I made a mistake. I'm human. I'm not perfect. And if you keep repeating that positive stuff, it's going to come back to you in a positive way instead of just putting out all that negativity, because you feel a lot better when you put out positive vibes, do you not? And I really appreciated that she said it to me, because that's something that I never, ever thought about. And, you know, moving forward, this is obviously all easier said than done. Because, like, I could say this now, but 2 episodes from now, I'll catch myself being like, oh my God, I'm so dumb because I forgot to do this and blah, 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 blah. But as I keep mentioning, I'm a work in progress. I'm human. I make mistakes. I'll recalibrate and I'll figure it out next time. So like Black moms say, do as I say and not as I do. So that's one of the things that we're going to have to table and come back to in another episode, because it needs to be fully addressed, but I just kind of wanted to briefly touch on it and say I need to stop doing it. And we're just going to move on. And lastly, y'all, that was one of those like deep, heavy Negro spiritual sides I talked about in the first episode. I'm tired of being there for everyone and not being there for myself. I am sick and tired of it. And I'm so like family oriented when it comes to like my immediate family, like my mom, my stepdad, my brothers and sisters, my grandma, whatever. And with my close friend group too, because I consider them as family, right? Like brothers and sisters. And I've said this before, I will give anyone I love a kidney. And they healthy too, because the bitch be drinking water, sister's hydrated. But I find myself getting off those 10-hour shifts that I just talked about. And I'm taking FaceTime calls from people who need my help or claim to need my help. I'm lending people money and I'm never getting it back. I'm running all over town to help somebody with something. And I sit back at the end of the day, I'm like, did I sleep? No. Did I eat? No. Did I wash my clothes? Did I do anything that I said I was going to do today? No. Like, I spend too much time talking to people who call me and tell me these 45-minute stories that some days I don't even care about. Like, I just want to kick my shoes off, rub my own feet, because I ain't got a man, so I got to rub my own feet, and I just want to make me some dinner, maybe listen to some Summer Walker, take a hot shower, wash my wig. Like, I just want to relax. And we all have those friends who we love and cherish, don't get me wrong, and they just call you and they just ramble on, and you got to tell them, like, oh, my mom calling me, let me call you right back. Or you got to fake like you get another. Sometimes I call, don't tell nobody this. Obviously, you're going to tell people because it's on a fucking live podcast, so I got to come up with something else. But I call myself from my work phones so that, like, people will think I got another call and I can easily hang up, because I'm nice now. I told y'all I'm nice. Well, not nice, but like nicer than I used to be, right? So, like, all the people that I've done this to, they're going to hear about it now because it's a podcast, but fuck it, people don't even be listening to this shit anyway, so it's fine. Like I said, I don't want to be mean to them, so I'm just like, oh, let me call you right back. Never calling back. Or calling back 6 days and be, hey girl, remember that thing you told me about? What happened? But in that moment when I am listening and when I don't feel like being super, super mean, I'm like, is there a resolution? Like, can I help? If I can't help, can we table this for later? Like, and it's hard to do that sometimes, and I always feel bad when I, like, cut people off. I'm like, okay, so what you gonna do about it? What's the answer? What's the solution? What did you come to? Are you gonna keep doing the same dumb shit? Yes or no? And some days you don't want to do that, but some days you really have to, because for me, when I come home from work, I just want my space. I just want to be left alone. And I don't want to be that friend who ignores every group chat or never picks up the phone and calls their friends to check in. But, like, if I'm working or if I'm trying to create, or maybe I just want to come home and just relax, like I said before, it's frustrating when people don't give me the space to do so. And it's annoying because I give other people space to be themselves. And I give other people space to just enjoy their solitude. I really do. Like, if people didn't text me, I would be cool. Like, I could check in every now and then. Hey, how you doing? Whatever. But, like, I don't know. I just always thought of myself as, like, if I don't talk to you every day, I still know you riding for me. I still know that we're close friends. I still know we're cool. Like, we don't need to talk every day or multiple. I don't even talk to my mom like that, bro. Like, relax. And sometimes I have to remind people, like, don't get me wrong, I'm here to help you, but I'm not your therapist. I have my own problems, and you can hear it in my voice right now. Like, I'm very overwhelmed, and so I can't sit on the phone with people for hours while they talk through their own problems. I can't solve every problem for you. And so moving forward, I really just want to find that balance of, okay, this is Lauren time. Like, these are my do not disturb days. These are the days when I'm available to see my friends and family, and whoever want to hang can hang, And I can definitely do that by, like, scheduling stuff out and communicating to my friends my days that I'm available. And, if they can't hang out with me, cool, no worries. We'll find another time. If they can, that's great. And I can also try saying to the people who call, like, hey, now isn't a good time, or hey, is this urgent because I'm not doing well today, or, just whatever I find to be appropriate that doesn't make it all about me and doesn't stop them from feeling like they can vent. Because I want people to come to me. I want people to feel like they can vent to me. They can ask me for help. Like, I love being there for other people, but I also have to set that boundary of, like, okay, I wasn't there for myself this week, so now it's time for me to be there for myself. So you can hold off because you have other friends, and you know that you have other friends, and you can talk to anyone else. But for right now, I need to be alone. And it's okay to set those boundaries without feeling bad. That's one thing I did learn, is, like, it's okay to set that boundary and not be upset with yourself or not feel like you crushed someone or feel like you're being mean to them, because it's not that way. It's just people need to understand the concept of space. And speaking of space, I don't know if y'all heard NASA by Ariana Grande, but several points were made. Sis said, give you the whole world, but I'm gonna need space. And she says it multiple times. So I know y'all heard her. And it goes back to that whole two-way street thing. Like, if I'm asking you honestly and openly if you have the mental and emotional capacity to deal with this right now, can I get that same respect? That's all I ask. And so when I get that recharged battery and that energy, we could pick back up with your 45-minute story or whatever the hell you think you need help with, but you probably don't need help with because you already figured it out on your own. That's the thing, y'all. That's the thing. People be asking me for advice, but they already done got the shit figured out. I think that's why I be getting so mad, because they already know deep down inside what the fuck they want to do, and they just want you to weigh in. Why do you need me to weigh in? If you done already decided you was going to tell him this, you was going to tell her that, y'all were going to go here, and y'all were going to do that at that time. What do I have to offer? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. Not a goddamn thing. And I be so mad at some of my friends sometimes, because I'm like, y'all don't want nothing. Y'all don't want nothing. Because y'all just want somebody, y'all just like to hear y'all goddamn selves talk. And I know that y'all like to hear yourselves talk, because I like to hear my goddamn self talk. That's why I have a podcast. Because sometimes I listen back and I'm like, yo, that was funny as hell. Or yo, you made several points. And that's why I try not to ask people for advice. Because I know that deep down in my heart, what I want to do is what the hell I'm finna do. Somebody can tell me a million times not to do something, and I bet you if I really want to do it, it's going to get done. If I want to, I will. If I want to, I will. If I want to, I will. Y'all probably don't even know what the hell video I'm talking about, but my point is, like, stop asking me for advice. Let me recharge. Let me get my space, and I will be there for you after I'm there for myself. Me first. And just keep in mind, y'all, when I say this, there are people that are dying young because they are not taking care of themselves properly. You do not want to be one of those people, and I damn sure don't want to be one of those people. You don't want to be young in a casket with gray-ass makeup and a bad wig. Like, no. Love your life, live your life, and take care of yourself. So you can live long enough to be so old in that casket that you don't even care what you look like. That's my goal. My goal is to live long enough that they could put me in the casket looking like a damn pot roast. And I won't even be mad because I lived a good life and I know the Lord blessed me. Ain't that something? I don't want to be young looking down from heaven like, Ma, you know I don't look good with the middle part. You know my widow's peak is coming out in the front. How dare you? You know? And with that, I'm just going to set my boundaries. I'm going to continue to be my authentic self. I'm going to continue to put out positive vibes in the universe. Shit, after that, I'm not even sad no more. Alexa plays City Girls Act Up. Like, I started this podcast, like, low-key feeling sad. Low-key, like, had a half a tear coming down. But I sucked the tear back up because I was like, I ain't no bitch. But now I'm starting to realize that I really just don't care. Like, I really should not care what people got to say about me. I really don't give a fuck what, like, in me setting the boundaries thing, I don't care if that upsets some people, because at the end of the day, I gotta treat myself and don't cheat myself, and that's on period. I gotta put myself first and stop trying to people please. I didn't even realize I was a people pleaser, because I always saw people pleasers as weak, but I ain't no weak ass bitch. I'm just nice. So all right, y'all, this whole rant or whatever, I don't even know what this episode is, so feel free to skip this one. You know how in the album, you have those tracks that you know that you're going to skip? I feel like this is one of those, like, podcast episodes we just going to have to skip, because the fuck am I talking about? But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I hope y'all have a good ass day. Bye!